Mike's on. Oops, Mike. All right, that should have taken a care. Yeah, that's right. All right, I need the voice from the above. All right, so I think we're okay. Can you guys all hear us? Can you hear us in the back? Okay, I think we're on. We're good. Well, guess what? It's Wednesday, so it's Whiskey Wednesday. All right, I'm gonna have Kavork go out there and make sure we sound okay. Look us up on whatever YouTube or whatever. Look us up on Facebook. Make sure it sounds okay because we had some issues last week. I think it was with Kavork, which is why I'm having him leave. It explains all. All right, so listen, let's get started tonight because we got a lot to drink. It's a lot of business to get to tonight. All right, thank you, sir. I don't know if a thumbs up from Gavork is really a thumbs up or not, but we'll go with it anyways.
Right.
Alex Cottle's here. He is the Eastern Divisional branch manager of a paper company in. No, he's the regional manager here for now. I used to be able to say Old Elk, but it's not. It's for what's the new
correct? Yes, Middle West Spirits.
Middle West Spirits.
That's right. So who here? I'm sure everyone, not everyone, but who here is familiar with the brand Old Elk? Okay, majority. Who's here familiar with the brand Middle West Spirits? All right.
We did a tasting on it, so you should actually be.
But there's a reason behind that too, right? So 95+% of Middle West Spirits revenue is based on co-manufacturing and shipping tankers of liquid overseas. A lot of it's American single malt.
Okay.
But with the acquisition of Old Elk back in May, they've really been able to start building out their branded side of the portfolio. It's been exciting to kind of be a part of it here since June. I've been on with Middle West. We just had a sales summit in Columbus at our facility about a month ago. But just to get down there and see it, and I'm not sure what Ryan, how you're familiar you are with it or not, but we just had a 75,000 square foot facility that got put up about 10 minutes outside of Columbus, which would be where all of our brown spirits will be handled. And then we have a facility in Short North area of Columbus that does all of our clear spirits. So we're running two facilities at this point. And just on
It's a big name you've never heard of.
correct, because we don't have a branded side of the business, right? We're capable of up to 150,000 barrels a year now with the at the new facility, and we have over 150,000 barrels aging. So we're ready to go in terms of the branded side of it now with Old Elk and Middle West, which we'll taste here tonight. It'll actually be the first pour we try. They're or our pumpernickel rye, which is really what we're known for within the whiskey community.
Okay, sounds good.
Awesome. So we'll get some whiskey started first. So this is number 7. Okay, this will be number 7. This is our Middle West Dark Pumpernickel Rye. This is really what has put us
Number
on
7.
the map.
All right, we're gonna start with that. No, you're gonna start with number 7.
Starting with 7. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I have in my Lisa. Yeah, it's number 7.
Yep. It's a dark pumpernickel rye. So our founder, his name's Ryan Lang. He's a 4th generation distiller. Started the company in 2008, and this was one of the things he started with was he wanted to have a different grain of rye to work with. And what he found with the dark pumpernickel was that it's a little plumper, a little fattier. It gives off a more well-rounded product at the end of the day. From what we know, we were the first to use it. I'm not sure if there's any other. I don't want to say we're the only craft in the country using it right now because there may be somebody small somewhere using it, but we were the first to distill it that we know of.
Cool. Now this went over really well. We don't even have any in stock now, but I will tell you the good part is we're doing a single barrel of this. So we will be having a single barrel of the pumpernickel rye. It's going to be called 38 Special. So barrel number 38. So 38 Special. That'll be whenever it gets done, it will be done. But we did pick a barrel of this, and partly for that reason, there is no real other pumpernickel. It tastes different than other ryes, and people tend to really like it. Every time we've been able to get the pumpernickel rye in, we've sold out.
So. Yeah, and just for scope, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Middle West spirits, as of right now, are kind of hard to find. That'll be my job to change that over the next 12 or 18 months, but it's a work in progress. We're going to get the rye on the shelf. We have the ability to have it. It's not an allocation thing.
Right.
So
It's a logistics thing.
it's a back end thing for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right. What do you guys think? Yeah, really different. It's different, but in a good way. I mean, it really is good. It really is a full body. You get that spice, but it's almost like a little bit elevated spice out of that too. I like a little bit more of a get into more of that baking spice realm than some of the spruce trees, as I like to say, or the minty side of end of that.
Spearminty, yeah.
Spearminty. It's good.
And again, we don't have any, but we're gonna be aiming to that's gonna be an everyday offering, $40, $45 on the shelf.
We'll be getting a barrel of it soon.
Yes.
So there you go.
And the barrels, Ryan, I don't know what your thoughts were on them or not, but I got about a dozen in and they're fantastic.
The barrel we're getting is going to be 121.6 proof. And it's barrel number 5138. So 38 special.
That's
I don't know.
96.
96.
Every day.
So it'll be a little bit more than that, Lisa. That one's only 96. The one we're getting is 121. So that'll make this. Oh, thank you very much, Johnny.
And if anyone has questions along the way, please feel free, right? Let's make it interactive. Questions lead to more questions, right? You know that, Ryan.
Yep. That's why I don't take them.
Yeah.
We'll have it. Just remember, I will repeat the question so people that are following us on Facebook and so forth can will know what the question is. All right. So give me time to do that, and we're good. That's awesome. Very good. All right. What's the next whiskey?
Awesome. So then we'll go to number 1. This is our Old Elk blended straight bourbon. This is our everyday offering that we've had since day one back in 2017 when we launched the company nationally. I've been with coming up on 9 years with Old Elk. So I've seen us go from just a concept only in a marketing meeting to actually launching the brand nationally, and then sitting in rooms with like people like yourselves, or 90% of the room has a bottle or knows about it or has tried it. So, like I said, this is really our first offering that we brought to market nationally. Now, the cool thing about this is any bottle, we had a bottle change and a liquid change on this. And the new bottle says slow cut, which is a proofing method that we use. The new bottle's blend is a 4 to 6 year blend of high rye bourbon. But the old product that does not say slow cut on the front, which I believe you have in house, is actually 7 and 8 year high malt bourbon. That we have at a pretty advantageous price point right now. But when we were building out our business plan, 2017, 2018, we had 3 and 4 year whiskey. We knew we needed to bring in some older stock to round it out. So that's why there was blended straight bourbon on the label to begin with, but also it allowed us to change the liquid on the fly without having to have a new item number down the line.
Okay.
So just a little tidbit behind the scenes. There is a rolling change, and the big change behind that, right? All of the distributors said, we love your product. We'd love it even more if it was at $40 price point, right? Instead of 55 or 60, which you usually see it on the shelf at. So the new liquid blend allows us to get to that $40.
What he's really telling you is go upstairs and buy everything I have on the shelf.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting a better deal if it doesn't say slow cut on it as we transition product.
As a transition.
Yep.
Right. Most of you have had this one before? I'm gonna say most of you have had it.
Yeah, and then just it's the only entry level product or core offering that we'll go through. Everything else moves up to our LTOs and our Masters Blend series. But I wanted to throw in that first one just to kind of
it's the flagship. It's the flagship.
Exactly.
Right. It's the flagship. Well, and also it brings us down off of that rye too.
Yes, correct.
All right.
So after that, number 2 will be our.
What's the ABV on that? I don't
Yes,
remember.
88 proof.
88
proof.
Beat you to it, Lisa.
So number 2 is part of our Masters Blend series, and you'll see it right here. It has a black label on the front, kind of how we differentiate it. And this is a product line that we created in 2021, I believe, where we started taking our core offerings and blending them together. higher age statement, higher proof, less availability. So this is actually a blend of our high malt bourbon and our wheated bourbon. We blend it into a 4-grain product. It's 105.9 proof. And with the acquisition, with Middle West acquisition, it's not official yet, but I believe that Greg, our Old Elks master distiller, 45 years in the business, possibly on the Mount Rushmore of distilling. I don't know.
He's up there.
Yeah, I mean he's right there. I think he's retiring, so this stuff, will not be produced anymore.
Okay.
So we blend into 4-grain, ends up being corn, wheat, malted barley, and rye. But we're using our high malt bourbon, so 51% corn, 34% malted barley, 15% rye, and then our wheated bourbon, which is 51 corn, 45 wheat, 4 rye. And the other cool thing on this
Really nice. That's
on
really
this
nice.
series,
That cherry,
yes.
that cherry note.
Yep, absolutely. The other cool thing on this series, as you guys want to know, is what's inside the bottle, what's the blend. So the composite blend, the age of the blend is always on the side of the Masters Blend Series bottles. It's something that
It's Greg's always been very wants everything transparent.
that's right.
And I think that philosophy will continue because I think that in general now we're looking for things to be transparent. And it's really weird because a lot of people used to think, well, don't tell everybody what you do because they won't understand that and they'll think you're trying to pull something. By telling them what it is, you're not pulling anything. Whatever it is. And if you like it, you like it. It's always liquid to lips. And and I always feel like just tell me what it is. I don't
Yeah.
the final product's the important part.
Yeah,
What you made it up of is secondary.
I think 10 years ago, it's a different story, right?
Right,
People
exactly.
want to know
Yeah.
now more than ever, and we don't have anything to hide, right? So why wouldn't we tell you up front, right? So I
Like
think
that.
and this whole side label was just born off of consumer demand. That's
Yeah.
it. That's it.
Yep. Absolutely.
So what do you think? 4-grain's good? Awesome.
This is still a 4-grain. So there's a difference between 4-grain and 4-grain bourbon. So this is a 4-grain bourbon, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So it still meets all the criteria of a bourbon. So it's going to be over 51%. The big thing is going to be over 51% corn. But you're using all 4 grains to produce it. There is also a 4-grain whiskey, which we'll get to later on, which just means it doesn't fall into any category, but you did use all 4 grains to get there.
Right.
Right.
There's no dominant grain.
There's no dominant grain.
Yep. So this is 51% corn, 22.5 wheat, 19 barley, and 7.5 rye is what that composite blend comes out to. So then when we get to pour it'll be number 3, but our 4th pour, this is another Masters Blend series. This is one of my favorite pours. It's our 95.5 rye, which if you don't know, what Greg Metz is really famous for and what Seagram's is known for, blended with a 95.5 wheat. And this is the first time that Greg had ever distilled wheat was in 2013 when he laid down barrels for us. This is a blend of both of those 95.5 products. So you do get that sweetness from the wheat and the subtleness, and then that spice from the rye kind of comes on the back end, kind of a story of wheat that's attracting.
Yeah, I think wheat actually shows itself a lot in like a mouthfeel, how the liquid sort of plays on in your palate too.
So, yep, again, part of the Masters Blend series, and this ends up being,
I like that one.
Yeah, 108.4 proof.
There's great sweetness at the end, but it's still really, really well balanced. You guys like that one? Yeah. This is sort of it was one of those this was one of those whiskeys that I don't think everybody got it. Like like conceptually sometimes people are like, well, I don't understand, you're just mixing these two together, but you're doing a 95.5 of each type.
Yes, yeah.
Which is really different. So you're using a huge amount of rye and a huge amount of wheat and putting it in this. And I think people are like, well, how's that? Well, taste it.
And this was the last, so there's 3 in the series. This was the last one we did. And
Yeah.
we were kind of like, is it gonna like I don't know. Like let's try. Let's blend
Let's
it
try
up
it,
and
and you
see
try
if
it.
it
It's good,
works,
right?
right? Yeah, and it
But
works.
that's also an educational part of this. Like, and Greg was never shy about that. It's like we're gonna put these things together, and you guys can try them, and we're gonna explain to you what we did, and the proof is in the pudding.
Right. Right.
Just taste it.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Just so you guys know, I don't know if you've already eaten it, but you guys got some cornbread. So anytime you feel like eating it, oh, you already ate it already. All right, never mind. Never mind. Kavork. Yeah, Kavork, you had there was some left in there, Kavork. Where did they go? Oh, okay, all right. That's from the lovely Jennifer made that cornbread for you guys tonight. So I hope you enjoy it.
Any questions so far about anything that we've gone through, or
Any questions about Old Elk? No? Okay, good. Let's
awesome.
plow along.
Cool.
Yeah. Greg, Greg, well, it's nothing's definite now.
Yeah, I
If
don't
you've
want
met
to
Greg,
make the
if you met
announcement
Greg,
for
yeah,
him or anything.
if you met Greg, you know that nothing's definite.
I will say this. I
Is he
texted him.
retiring? I don't know.
I
Maybe.
texted him a couple weeks ago, and he was like, "Let me get back to you. I'm on a river cruise in Germany on the Danube River." And I was like, "Okay, okay." And I get a call back from him, and I was like, "So, what's going on?" He's like, "Yeah, it's retire. Like I'm fine right now. Retirement's liberating, but I don't like I'm not. I don't know if I'm hanging him up, right?
Right. He might
But
get
he's
the
like
itch. The
fine
itch.
right now.
Yeah.
So, I would love for him to come back because one of the things that's really unique with our facility here at Alum Creek is that Larry Ebersold, a name that you know, I'm
Yeah.
sure, who Greg learned under at Seagram's, was one of the ones to commission our stills. So the quality aspect is there.
Right.
So.
Excellent.
Cool. All right, so we'll go to number 4, which
Slot
is
4.
slot 4, exactly. Drink 5. This is our 9-year wheat whiskey pick from Ryan. So this is a 95.
This is Wheat Your Whistle.
Yeah, sweet your whistle. I'll let you speak on this one. You picked it.
What I love about this is if I'm not correct, is 96 wheat.
Correct. It is 96.4, correct.
It is 96.4. So this is actually a custom. This was a little bit of an experiment of doing a little bit higher wheat component. And actually, you could probably speak to this better than I can, but I know most of these barrels were put aside. Greg wasn't, the real intention wasn't so much to put these out as single barrels, but Greg can be convinced. And so we get
a couple course lights.
so yeah, so a couple Coors Lights, and all of a sudden I'm tasting barrels that are 96.4. So this is one of the ones that we've done, and this is Wheat Your Whistle. So I hope you like it.
Yeah.
The next one we have coming out, and I might as well let you guys know now. The next one we got coming out is actually right here. Is a 10-year-old wheated bourbon. So we departed from just the straight wheat whiskey. So we're doing a wheated bourbon, and that one's coming out, and that's going to be called Wheat Dreams. Are made of these wheat.
Correct.
96% wheat, 4% rye on
Yeah,
that one.
and just
on Wheat Your Whistle.
So the 95.
The first one we did was Slippery When Wheat.
Yes.
Then there was Wheat Your Whistle, and then the next one we're going to do is a wheated bourbon that's going to be called Wheat Dreams. Slippery When Wheat. Yeah, I know. I got it. I don't know how they come up with these names. How did they come up with these names? I have no idea. It's a mystery. It's a mystery. Usually drinking involved. I'll give you that. So a lot of you have I love wheat whiskeys myself. It's one of my favorite whiskeys. It's one to me. It's one of those things that totally always gets overlooked. We always talk about, we talk about bourbon. We talk, and most of them not like with a high rye content because most of them are. Then you start talking, about rye and stuff like that. And no one really talks about wheat whiskeys. And especially when everybody loves wheated bourbon, it's sort of one of those things. Well, you know what you like about wheated bourbon? Yeah, well, it's got that in spades.
Hmm.
So it really has that different flavor characteristic. And we're departing from that for the next one, but it just happened to be the barrel selections that we had, and we went through, and there was some wheat whiskeys in there, but the one we picked is just so good, we couldn't pass it up. But you know, again, I like wheat whiskeys, and I always trying to turn people on to them because I find they're just so approachable, they're so enjoyable, but they do have a depth to them, so they're not one dimensional, and they have such this great mouthfeel to them. So that's why I try to get people to try them.
Yeah, I think the one thing too that's unique with this most wheat whiskeys are 51 to 60% wheat, and they have a third cereal grain in there as well. So and that third cereal grain is usually corn, right? So when you remove corn from the equation completely, corn's robust, very robust flavor. It's in your face. To remove that completely allows some of the softer, more subtle wheat flavors to shine through a little bit.
Yeah,
And I actually
that's
get a
why
little
there's some depth
spice
to it.
on it.
Right.
Yeah. People are like, "Whoa, this is wheat. How is this spicy?" And it's like it's because there's no corn masking the wheat spice.
All right, but you guys like that one? Yeah.
That's a great pick.
Has anybody not had a wheat whiskey? First time having a wheat whiskey? No. I get all my converts out there. That's good. I like that.
One at a time.
One at a time.
That's right. That's right.
Liquid to lips, one at a time.
So next one we'll go to is our cigar cut series. This is our Island Blend. It's the second release of this. This will be number 5, so top right corner. And essentially how this line of product got created was we had a cask finish series. I was talking to one of the gentlemen in the front about cognac today, right? And we decided what can we
Did
do?
you switch this around? I just want to make sure because we did. It's you sure this isn't center cut?
This should be top 5 because the last one was a 9-year wheat.
All right,
Whistle?
I have number 5 as the lock and key center cut. Which is it, John? Number 5's lock and key. Yeah, number 5. Yeah,
And then Island Blend 6.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then
Reverse it.
let's
We're
do.
okay. They have them right.
Okay, you guys are good then.
So number 5 is the center cut. I tasted this this is center cut.
All right. So we'll talk center cut.
I blended it. I know it.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well. So 5 is center cut. My bad, everybody. My bad.
We have guideboards. Yes. So center cut is my response to bottleneck or a neck pour. And I was trying to figure out one day how to avoid neck pour, which is not a thing. It's just a joke, guys. Don't take anything too seriously. And I found this instrument, and I figured this is the way to avoid neck pour because you can pour it down in the bottle and pull from the center of the bottle, and you avoid neck pour. Ta-da! But
oh no, I've seen this before.
I've seen this before. He knows all about this. We had this exact discussion when we were doing
I
this.
was gonna say we've talked about this at a round table.
So the concept behind the center cut is that we would only use the center of the barrels that we blended, not the ends. So only the center of the barrels were used in making this product. What's that? Yeah. So this has I mean, you got the thing there. Tell us what exactly.
Yeah. So this
falls into no category. And Greg and Mel Maddox and myself had this discussion.
Can you bring one over? I don't think I have one over here.
What do you got?
I got a 9-year wheat and rye, 4 grain, private blend. Oh, private blend. Sorry. Here it is. I saw the 4 grain and then
yeah. Well, that's the whole thing. Is we had this. The big thing when we had this discussion of what we were going to do when we put this together, and we did put this together in an afternoon, and we confirmed it the next day. But one of the things we talked about, and we came to this and we tasted it, and all of us really loved this, and we thought it was great. One of the things was it doesn't fall into any category. So basically, the category it fell into was a 4 grain. So I said, yeah, I'm fine with that. Because at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter that it's a bourbon or a rye or a wheat whiskey or anything like that. It's really what it tastes like. And I said, and it really sort of fits into the whole, I don't know. The inside joke is that it's the center cut. So I'm taking all these whiskeys that are out there and just taking their center cuts and putting the best part of the barrels into this one thing. And I don't think you can. There's no argument. I mean, just you guys taste it and see what you think. But Okay, let's
This
yeah.
is
Let me
the-
see this.
this-
I'll go
this-
through because I know where the I
Yeah,
know
with
all
the-
the like
we'll let you.
I know where the
grind
body
here.
I know where the bodies are buried in this one because there is sort of a body buried in this one. Okay, so it's 8-year-old straight bourbon whiskey in 9-year-old vintage bourbon finished in Armagnac casks for is that 5 months. So when you say that it's made of so part of this is already mixed together. It's a blend of two bourbons. That's what we're starting with. So that's sort of the base. Then we have a 6-year-old straight wheat whiskey finished in tawny port barrel for 9 months. And then we have a 4-year-old straight wheat whiskey finished in Sauterne barrels for 1 year. And then we have a straight rye whiskey aged for 9 years. And that makes it up. So when you break it back down, you're talking about 26% corn, 43% wheat, 19% barley, and 12% rye. So, it's got all 4 grains in it. It's all over the place. There's no master grain in there at all or anything like that. So, and what was this one? It was 112.4 proof.
I will say this is the first private blend that we ever did.
And it will be the last. Too.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
not with Greg and Mel.
It might be the last too, because I don't know if it's gonna move over with the new with Middle West operationally, but
Well, it's an endeavor. I mean, you're picking out barrels, you're tasting them, you're going through, okay, how is this going to work?
yeah, it was
How's
like
that
a
going to
2-day
work?
process.
Yeah, it's really, to get it all done. And what I think we came up with between Greg, Mel, and myself, I love this whiskey. I think it's fantastic. And when we did it, we actually brought it for a panel second day. So we had basically everybody in the company got to try this. And we even peppered in some other whiskeys that were sort of like secondaries. This one just popped to the top.
Yeah, I think it was one of 6, and it was a room of like 5 of us the first day, and we were like, "This is the one, but let's come back to it." And then we had our entire like tasting panel came in the next day, and they validated. They went through it like blind without knowing what we had, and it came out to be the same one. We are like, "This is
Yeah,
the
and it
one."
wasn't just like, oh, this is
No,
this
it was
is
like,
really
no,
good.
this
Yeah,
because
this is
I
really good.
remember we tried like moving the rye percentage up from like 5 to 7, and then moved it down, and
Yep.
it
Just
was
made sense.
Yep.
So what do you guys think? It's just like I don't think we'll ever get to do this again. I just think it's something so fun. Yes. You have a question? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you had a question. All right. Enjoy this one because we're down to the last nitty and gritty on this one. So this actually, so for those of you who don't know, several times a year or whenever we feel like it, uh, uh, Brett Pontoni from Binny's in Chicago and I do projects. And sometimes he's in charge of a project and sometimes I'm in charge of a project. This happened to be my in charge of a project. So they got they got half of this.
Yep.
And the funny part is the only difference between this and all the other projects we've done is if you look on the top, this one says lock and key, and his says on the top of the bottle right here, his will say Binny's. And the only reason is we usually name these U.S. mail projects. It's U.S., us, him and I, M.A., Massachusetts, I.L., Illinois, U.S. mail. And the lawyers at Old Elk
That's right.
said, people may get confused with the U.S. postal system. And I said, well, it's okay. It's you, no period, no S period, like United States. It's just us, U.S. And then mail is MA/IL. I don't think anybody's really going to get that confused. And I couldn't convince him otherwise. And we came out with a secondary thing. We said, okay, we're going to call it the center cut. We'll put lock and key on the caps on ours, and then we'll put Binny's on the caps on theirs. So, what's that? I think my opinion of the lawyers just went. Excuse me, went down. Was anything? What's that? Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think anybody's going to confuse that the U.S. government just got in the whiskey business and is putting out one called the U.S. Mail. But this just on that same side note, we just did another one, which is called we did another wheat project that's coming out that's called Stormy Wheater, and the lawyers of that company got back to me and said, you can't use that. A winery in California is using that name. And I go, there's no way in hell a winery in California is using the name Stormy Weeder. You did a spell check, it came out to Stormy Weather, and they're probably using that. So they came back like 2 days later. They go, yes, you are correct, sir. We did have a spelling check error, and Stormy Weeder is fine. And I go, thank you. I'll take half your salary. But this is why you got to check, and this is why when you butt heads with attorneys, this is what happens. But remember the Wyoming whiskey we got delayed 6 months because of attorneys.
Really?
Yeah, so it's always fun.
Yeah, and our attorneys, I will say, we were owned by Otterbox previously, so it was Otterbox's
Attorneys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was a little bit more.
They were really like on top of it. We can't have anything.
Yeah, I think that,
I get it. I understand it, but I don't think no one was looking at it going,
and there's so much stuff that we were like,
Yeah.
everyone else is doing it, but
yeah,
I
I
get it,
guess we
you
got to
know.
stop it.
Yeah.
So
Yep. So, okay, cool. On to the Island Blend, which will be the second to last pour.
number 6 on your chart if you have it.
So this is the pinnacle of our cask finish series. We started blending our cask finishes together essentially to see if we could create new flavor components. So we have 3 releases of this. This is the second one release a year.
Mel did most of these, right?
This is Mel. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I believe her name. No, her name's on the back of the private blend. But yes, this is Mel leading the charge here for sure. So what you guys have in front of you, the base, there's 3 whiskeys or three whiskeys is the base. Our Old Elk 6-year high malt finished in sherry for 2 years. Old Elk 6-year high malt finished in port for 6 to 10 months. And that's blended with 6-year rye finished in rum barrels for 8 months and 6-year wheat whiskey finished in Sauternes barrels for 6 months. So 3 different whiskeys, 4 different barrels. Not a pour for the beginner by any means. Very complex, a lot going on, a lot of layers. But what we really
I would say this is unctuous. If anyone's looking for a term to use on this, because yes, everlasting gobstopper. You're absolutely right.
That's right. That's right. But
really good.
At the time, right? People always ask, "Well, what makes a cigar cut? What makes a cigar blend? What is the legal?" There's nothing legally that has to.
There is a legal one on center cut, though. Just want to let everybody know that. So don't try to copy that one
from the center.
My attorneys will be in touch with you if you start using for the center cut. I'm just teasing.
But what we saw was the only one in the market a couple years ago was Magnus really was doing it, and it was at 190, $200. Nancy Fraley was blending. It was fantastic, but we tried to think of what can we come to market with something that's as good or better at a lower price point, right? So this is like I think anywhere from $130 to $150 depending on what state you're in. But we accomplished it, and it was going to be a one and done thing. We were just going to do one cigar cut because our first one that you see is just cigar cut. That's it. And it was it had such a good response that we said, oh, let's do this once a year, make it one time a year release. And as you'll see, the next one is called our punch cut. I don't know, I don't smoke cigars, so I don't know anything about it.
It's a punch.
There's different ways to cut cigars,
yeah.
so that's kind of what we'll be moving towards from like a naming convention standpoint. But the whiskey in here just kind of speaks for itself. This is a cool project.
The basic thing, and when you see, if you see cigar cut on something, the basic thing is you're going to be looking for a very rich and flavorful cigar, because at the end of the day, what it's supposed to be able to do is supposed to be able to hold up to a cigar. And if those of you that have smoked cigars know that it's overwhelming. That's the whole point. The cigar, there's a lot going on with cigars. So if you're drinking something with a cigar, it has to sort of like be able to battle that smoke and tobacco and all that type of stuff. So that we have, bless you.
Yep. And Island Blend, the reason we called it Island Blend, we put that rum rye in there and that wheat sauterne to kind of lighten it up a little bit. So
You guys like that one? Yes. This was one of my favorite. I like the island. I like the island one. I thought it was really good. That was very, very well done. But Mel is a person that does a perfectionist. So
yes,
I would also expect nothing less. So,
correct.
all right.
And
All right. We got one left.
Yep, last one. So this is cool. This is from Middle West side of the portfolio. It's our double cask collection. So this is our pumpernickel rye that is finished in tawny port casks. So it's our ported pumpernickel. I believe
So this is number 8.
this is my first time getting hands on this product actually. So I believe it's
Nose on it's really good.
99.5 proof. So just a hair under 100 proof. 5-year age statement.
Nose on that one's really good. You know what's really weird is that in the regular pumpernickel, I don't get any sort of like any type of minty or a minty sort of spearminty sort of thing off the rye. Now I do. And
Yeah.
it's like that was a tawny port.
It is a
Sort of
tawny port.
like boosted that or had an effect for that to come out. It's not unpleasant. I'm not upset at it. I'm just like, I didn't really get that in the regular, pumpernickel rye. And all of a sudden you mix it with tawny port and all of a sudden this flavor just pops.
Right.
Could be the proof at 99, I guess, but I think it's going to be a combo because you'd still pick it up. I mean, you'd still pick up that mintiness. I don't care at it. Yeah, that's one of those flavors that's sort of hard to proof out. You know what I mean? That mint is a tough one to proof out. You know what I mean? Flavor enhancer. Yeah, it's good. I'll tell you right now, it's good. What's that? There you go. Everybody like that? We don't have the first one you tried tonight and the last one you had tonight. We don't have those in yet, but we will. All right. That's it. We're done. Okay. Do you guys stay here because I got a couple announcements next week. We will not have an official Whiskey Wednesday next week because it's the Wednesday night before Thanksgiving. So I got some other stuff to talk to you guys about that we can do here. I want to thank everybody that joined us on Facebook. If you missed this or wanted to catch part of this or whatever, you can also get this wherever you get your podcasts, such as Spotify. Cousin Vinny gets those out usually a day or two after we've done the live version. But you can always go to juliosliquors.com. Julios Liquors Facebook page and see the live version too. I want to thank everybody for coming tonight, everybody that's joining us online. I'm glad you were able to get us, but you really should have been here because it was awesome.